Hey, what's up everybody? It's Hubalubalu back with another game review, and this time for GLAIVE Brick Breaker. Now, thanks to the guys down at the new Odyssey.ga for giving me another game code. I always appreciate them. Please go check out the website. Don't forget to check out my other game reviews in the top right corner with the card. If you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is just another Brick Breaker game, then I'm gonna save you some time and tell you that you're right. It's the same nonchalance of just breaking bricks one by one, and yet they change it somehow because of the game modes. They first introduce you into the base game mode, and then they tell you there's a mirror game mode. Now, I thought this was the most interesting part because it's pretty much you playing Pong against yourself, but instead of having a roof, you just use your mirror to finish the rest of the level. Now, the other two parts are Shape Breaker, which is pretty much exactly like Brick Breaker, except you have shapes. And if you destroy those first, then you complete the level. And then you have boss mode, which I'm pretty sure is the same thing as every other level, except more items are just dropped at constant. Now, the graphics are alright. It actually looks like it was made years ago, which it was because it was ported on from the PC in 2016. And then at the same point, the map doesn't change. You have the same map scheme for the whole game, and that's over 120 levels. The music's really nice because it has like this tranquil EDM kind of feel, but at the same point, there's only 2 to 3 tracks, so they kind of put those on repeat a lot of the time, and it just kind of gets this constant repetitiveness. Now, everything else in this game is pretty much exactly like how you played a Brick Breaker game. Items fall, and yet these items that you see are really tiny. In the menu, they do have a key legend where it tells you what each one is. But at the same point, when you're playing, they're so tiny where you don't know which one you're going to choose. So sometimes I've chosen 2 smaller platforms, which I have no idea why I would choose it because I couldn't read it. Now, the levels to this game are actually pretty challenging. So this game is actually going to give you a couple hours of gameplay. But it does have that constant just, oh my gosh, why can't the ball just hit in a certain direction? Along with that, the paddle, or glaive as they call it in the game, directs the ball in a certain way. And at one point I was moving my glaive over to the right thinking I'd have enough time to get the ball, and yet it just kind of hit the edge and kept going until I lost the ball. Now, the one part I can highlight on is the multiplayer. They actually did intrigue me with their Pong scheme, or the mirror scheme I was talking about before. They have you play against another player in any of the levels you've beaten in arcade mode, and it's actually quite fun versus another person. Finally, as I got to more of the later levels and I saw more items drop, more of my balls kept increasing and more of the powers I got, the FPS dropped really hard, and a couple of those times that frame rate does drop, and it does affect you a lot in the game because those seconds really count. Now, this is a nice Brick Breaker game, and it is good if you did like those BlackBerry Brick Breaker games, but I think it's a little bit too much for its price scheme. I think it should have came down maybe like $4.99 or something like that to actually have people play it and like it a little bit more. Alright guys, so my conclusion for GLAIVE Brick Breaker, it's got to be like a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I really thought it was a nice Brick Breaker game, but there wasn't much to add to it. There was just the same gameplay, the graphics were the same, I couldn't see any of the item drops when they were happening, so that just affected my gameplay so much more than it actually should have. The mapping doesn't change, and the music gets a little bit repetitive because there's only a couple of songs. I did like those songs though, and I did appreciate them adding the multiplayer to it, because without it, I don't think this game would work out that well. Alright guys, that was my review for GLAIVE Brick Breaker. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below for more game reviews and videos and everything like that. I'll be posting my VR and Fun Factory tour of the arcade I did for my birthday. Please go to the new Odyssey.ga. I'll post their Patreon right here. They're just trying to earn money to keep this website up. They keep giving me game codes and everything to get out to you guys, so I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the game review. I'll see you next time.